is talking. So call Maria, her show is killer. You won't believe it, darling.
Welcome to the Maria Sanchez Show. We're closing in on our first week of our live broadcasts. We're live Monday through Friday at 4 o'clock, so make sure you check us out. You can minimize us if you're at work, and you can mute us if the boss walks into the room, or when you come home and you're grabbing a meal or whatever, you can also log on and activate the archives. We had about 5% of a situation that should be resolved for sure by tomorrow. So just be patient with us, because we went live with the website last week on the day that we were at the Reagan Library broadcasting the Condoleezza Rice, I should say simulcasting the Condoleezza Rice talk. And we had over 3,400 users, and so that was a struggle a little bit for our system. So we're back and we're up and we're looking good. So we appreciate your eyes. Thank you so much, and please feel free to spread the word, because we've been a little secret, a little underground. We're still a little underground, but obviously if you're watching us, you know about the secret on kadytv.com. One of our missions with Katie is to talk about good news, and therefore a lot of good news happens with nonprofits, and we're going to be featuring a new nonprofit every day. And for that reason, we have invited Bill Locker into the studios. Bill is the CEO of the Camarillo Boys and Girls Club. And Bill, welcome to the program, and thank you for visiting with us.
Great, thank you for having me. And I didn't realize I was here the first week, so I'm very excited on the inaugural launch.
The inaugural live launch, because we've been doing programs since August, but this is the live launch week. So
I like live.
Yeah, live is better.
Yeah.
It's a lot of people, especially television people, don't like live because they're used to cut, stop. We're gonna radio people, which is what my trade is. We don't know from anything but live, and so it's for me it's exciting. It's we've got pictures now instead of just words.
Exactly.
And you are also our first nonprofit to visit with us.
Wow. There you go.
So
Trivia question for later. Maybe.
Okay. Oh, right. Yeah. Excuse me. Because we are going to do two segments with Bill today. The first segment is going to be about the Boys and Girls Club, specifically about Camarillo. The second segment is going to focus on a fairly unique concept that you're going to have for raising funds, much needed funds for the Boys and Girls Club. Mm-hmm. And that's going to come up after we talk in general about what it is that you do, the clients you serve, the kids you serve, the needs that you answer for the community, for the families, and also where the money goes and where it is that you want and need the money.
Great.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's talk first, Bill. How long have you been with the club?
Actually, 1 year on Tuesday.
So 2 days ago was your 1 year anniversary?
Yes, it was.
This is a big week,
Yes.
all the way around.
And the inaugural live launch nonprofit of this. So it's been a good week.
Thank you. Well, congratulations.
Yeah.
So it's probably been a big learning curve for you in terms of your first year.
First year, and newly moved to Camarillo and Ventura County. Previously I was ran nonprofits. I've run nonprofits for about 18 years, and I was in Nevada County, which is in Northern California near Lake Tahoe. So I lived in Truckee and Nevada City and ran nonprofits there for 18 years, and then wanted to get involved with the Boys and Girls Club, and found a position here, and moved my family, my wife and 2 kids. I have a 10-year-old and a 7-year-old, and moved to Camarillo, and we're out in Mission Oaks and love it. And they go to Tierra Linda School, and we're very happy.
Now, it's been said, and I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, but people say I've been moved around a lot. When they land in Ventura County, they say this is it. They don't know what it is. I've heard that over and over and over and over again, because we like to call it affectionately Mayberry. You know, we're big, but we've got a small town attitude and mentality. Yeah. And you landed in a coastal community, so your kids are going to get spoiled with that. Yep. Of course, you don't have the seasons like you did in Northern California.
Yeah. And I originally come from Ohio, so and I'm a Buckeye fan. So for all you viewers who from USC want to just turn off the show now, I guess that can happen. But she is USC, so she's got you covered. And you guys beat us the last couple times, so it's okay. So I'm used to the big winters and everything, and of course Tahoe, lots of snow and digressing. But my youngest son, after we were here for a while and winter had passed, and we said something about winter being over, and he's like, no, it never snowed. How can winter be over?
Yeah, it didn't start yet.
Lucas, I've got some bad news for you. That was winter.
Yes, that is winter.
Yeah.
And speaking of, we're having this balmy, Indian summer weather now that we're having, and it's like I have a brother in New York, and the leaves had done fall, and you know, and he's like, and I have another friend who just relocated to New York City, and 2 days ago I was riding my bicycle on the boardwalk after the program, and I was texting him. I don't think it's illegal yet on a bicycle to text, so
Don't give him any ideas.
I'm riding my bicycle, so excuse the typos. He goes, you had to throw that in, didn't you? I said, I did. So Bill, let's get to these students, the boys, the girls that you serve, as in the Boys and Girls Club of Camarillo.
Yeah. What we do is we provide after-school programming, after school, and then all day during like Christmas break and spring break and the summer break. But we're primarily during the school year. It's 1:30 to 6 p.m. after-school programming for kids 6 to 18. As far as a bell curve, we primarily have probably that 7 to about 14 is probably our biggest bubble of kids. We have a good amount of kids that are in our younger kid side and a good amount of kids that are in our teen center side. We have 2 locations. Camarillo, which is our main facility, and we've been in that facility since 1975, and it's a 31,000 square foot building with a gymnasium, auditorium, games room, teen center, 2 computer labs, one for the teens and one for the younger kids, and a stage and all kinds of great programming. I'll get into that a little bit more. And then we have a school-based site out at Somas School.
Now, I've been to your facility. What's the street that it's off of?
It's 1500 Temple. It's the corner of Temple and Ponderosa.
Right, because they used to have Rotary there. Camarillo Rotary used to be there. So that was my first and only exposure to it.
Well, we're hoping to get them to come back to the club and meet there again. We've done, in my first year here, we've done a lot of improvements to the building and really trying to market our image better as a very professional, well-run organization. We've installed some new carpet, painted the interiors, put some insulation up in the gymnasium so it's not so echoey in there, and really have improved the look and the, we want kids to be proud to come to the Boys and Girls Club, so that's something that's very important to us.
Do you share numbers? How many?
Yeah, we serve about 300 a day at the Camarillo site, 300 kids a day, and 100 kids a day at the Somas site. So roughly about 400 each day that we're serving the kids.
Do the families, they pay on, is it on a sliding scale?
There's a membership fee. So a family pays $60 for a 1-year membership.
Wow.
So $5 a month.
Wow.
And I've done that math a lot, so that's how I can do that. Did that right in my head. I want the viewers to take note of that. And there are scholarships available even for that. We do have about 80% of the kids that we serve are by housing and urban development standards considered low income. So a lot of our families are lower income.
Now, I think that's important for anybody to know, because Camarillo is known for its affluence, one of the more affluent communities in our county. And if you were saying that 80% of your population meets that marker, that's news to me.
Yeah, so that's the group that the Boys and Girls Club is there to serve. Now we serve all kinds of kids. We have kids who come there of affluence and obviously a lot who don't, but we're there as a positive place for all kids, and we offer a huge range of activities. Starting with our primary thing is education. So we have a credentialed teacher that works with our volunteer tutors and uses assessment tools with the kids to help them with their reading and their math, and it's a very professionally run tutoring program. And then we also have the other side where we teach them technology, and we have intramural sports, and we have a games room where they play pool and air hockey and poly pong, which is like a 4-sided ping pong game that I never even saw before. It's fairly crazy. We have an art room where they do art projects and digital programming like this, and so it's a low cost because it's really a community service. And unlike other after-school programs, they're there and charge certain fees. We're really a service that the community donates to and offers that for that kids because it's been proven that we have a significant impact. And I can reference a CLU study that if you go to our website, you can see that was conducted by Dr. Demui from Cal Lutheran University that shows for all other Boys and Girls Clubs in Camarillo, for every dollar invested in the Boys and Girls Club, you get an economic return of $8 in people working, their parents are back to work, kids getting their education, not getting pregnant, staying out of juvenile delinquency, those kind of things. So, a huge impact.
We've got little time. If you want to see the van there, if you can mention
Right.
Ortiz, that we'll talk about that in the next segment.
The van is our transportation program that we started when I joined the club. They didn't have one. We're now transporting 50 kids from the different schools in Camarillo to the Boys and Girls Club.
Okay, so we've established the need, and we've established the reason that there's money needed to make you continue to offer the services that you do. When we come back, our guest is the CEO of the Camarillo Boys and Girls Club, Bill Locker. We're going to be speaking about, I think, a fairly unique, and you can tell me if I'm wrong, fundraising idea that they're going to be doing, and they're obviously wanting to sell tickets too, which is another reason that Bill's on our program. You're watching the Maria Sanchez Show. We'll be right back. Don't you go anywhere.
Good day, Ventura counties. This is Adrienne Ralph, Technology and Services Specialist with the Xerox Corporation, coming to you today with a wonderful invitation for all of us. Please join us November 10th from 4:30 till 8 at the Ventura Executive Suites in downtown Ventura, where we'll be meeting, sharing, collaborating, and showing technology to help you take your business to the next level. Real business is where it's at, and the Ventura Executive Suites are where you're going to want to be on November 10th. Come meet me and all of my colleagues, because we want to meet you and collaborate on new and exciting ideas that can take us all to the next level. I really appreciate your time. Come see us, and we look forward to sharing an exciting evening with you.
Welcome back to the Maria Sanchez Show. We're so happy to have you joining us. Thank you so much, and please feel free to tell a friend. Just a quick reminder, if you haven't enjoyed this amazing day, please do so, because the forecast calls for mostly cloudy tomorrow and then some showers on Saturday. So college football fans, we got 2 home games, UCLA and USC on Saturday. So it'll be real college experience. And we're continuing our conversation with the CEO of the Camarillo Boys and Girls Club, Bill Locker. Bill's just shared with us kind of a thumbnail sketch about what the Boys and Girls Club specifically in Camarillo does, because they're also throughout the county. But now we're going to launch into the fundraiser that they're having on Saturday, November 5th. 6th, sorry. And why you should attend that. And I'm going to give my reasons, but I want you to give yours.
Well, what we're doing is we're doing a holiday fashion show, and we're hoping to make this a signature event for the organization. We have a big, what we call our Bids for Kids auction, which is in the spring, and that's actually going to be on May 14th this year, where we have a big silent auction and a large live auction. And Randy Churchill, who's one of our board members, does that live auction.
I've seen Randy many times. Yes. He gets dollars out of pockets.
He does a fantastic job, and we love him and love him. He's part of our organization. And so that auction is in the spring, and now we're looking at doing an event in the fall. And what we're doing is we're doing a holiday fashion show in conjunction with the Camarillo outlets, the premium outlets there in Camarillo that I'm sure everybody knows about and lots of people go to. And we get a big influx of people from all over the world that come in the other times of the year. Every time I've been out there, I hear more languages than I ever thought I would by all the people who are visiting out there. And that's going to be on November 6th at 5:30. At the Boys and Girls Club, so 1500 Temple, right at the corner of Temple and Ponderosa in Camarillo. We're going to have great food from Bistro 13, Giovanni Tromba.
I just ate there last night.
It's
and
fabulous.
Met Giovanni.
Yeah.
The food was fantastic.
And he is fantastic. He's doing that for us. He's basically doing it at cost for us. So listeners out there, be sure to patronize Bistro 13. And then his son, Alessandro Tromba, who runs El Rey, both in
which I didn't know, in
Camarillo
and in downtown
Ventura.
Yeah.
And he's going to be doing the bar for us and having a great time. And then we have local celebrity models that are going to be wearing the clothes from stores like Gap and Banana Republic and Kenneth Cole and Saks Fifth Avenue. What is it? I'm looking at my notes here.
Neiman Marcus.
Neiman Marcus it is, not Saks Fifth Avenue.
And Jones of New York.
And Jones of New York. So great clothes, and I can tell you who some of the models are after we get kind of into it. But it's really going to be a great fun event. The cost is $60 per person or $100 per couple.
Wow, that's even nice.
That's getting you dinner. That's getting you, the drinks you'd have to pay for, but that's getting you a good meal for a good time out. You're going to spend that anywhere else you go, and this gets to be money going back to the club and to the kids and to some of those programs I talked about earlier of athletics and tutoring and art and programming.
What I think is the most fun is I asked you to send me the list of the models, and I'm going down and I'm thinking to myself, okay, these are most of the movers and shakers in Camarillo. I mean, and actually, Holly Cole is in my Rotary, and we met today, and I said, hey, Holly, I was looking at the list, you're a model. And she goes, I know. She says, I hear you talking to Bill. I was thinking, boy, do we live in a small community. Everybody knows what everybody's doing.
Exactly.
So, because I believe Holly does live in the area. I know she does with Verizon. So,
Yeah.
But from Kathy Long to the Crespies to,
Yeah, Kathy Long is going to be there. We have two council members from Camarillo, Charlotte Craven and Mike Morgan will both be models. Mitch Crespi, who runs the Marriott there. Michael Lavenant, who is a local attorney and also the Chamber, Camarillo Chamber president this year. His wife Dana, and his kids are going to be modeling with him, and they're all doing the Gap stores. We have Martha and Duke Potts from Technicolor that will be being models this year. Ventura person and Sandra Walker, who is now the chamber president here in Ventura, and her husband Jeff are going to be modeling for us.
The two of them, actually.
Mariette Simone, who owns Johnny Rockets out at the Camarillo Outlets, a great, vibrant person who's going to be out there modeling some guest products. We also have, which is, it's all about kids for us, so we have 6 club kids that are going to be modeling some Gap clothes as well. So they're very excited about being involved and engaged.
And is Randy actually modeling too?
Randy
Churchill?
Randy Churchill is also modeling. Stan Daly, the mayor emeritus of Camarillo, is modeling. So these are all people that obviously are not professional models, but that is going to be worth the price of admission to come and see
that's what I think.
them strutting their stuff on the runway.
And another buddy of mine, Paige Jones-Hibbets.
Paige Jones-Hibbets, and I know I left out a few different people. Pablo and Bertha from Sheila's Wine Restaurant. It's a wine bar and restaurant in Camarillo. Are going to be modeling as well. So it's a fantastic group of people.
And you're going to obviously have to have them going like this because you've got a lot. So
there's a lot. The fashion show lasts about an hour and a half. The catwalk's not real long. The descriptions aren't too long. I didn't want to, get them too long. We're actually keeping the data secret for next year so that people don't run and hide from me when I'm out in the community next fall looking for models. No, the model's going to have a great time. We're going to have a nice green room for them with food and some wine. So we're going to keep them nice and happy and really treated well. And the clothes are going to be fantastic. We mentioned all the stores. And for the audience, besides the entertainment of the models and the great food, we're going to have a silent auction with gift cards from, and pardon me looking down, but there's so many I got to read them, but from Marriott, we've got some gift certificates for 2 weekend night stays. Hampton Inn, Marie Callender's, Gap has provided some gift certificates, and Banana Republic and Edwards Theaters out there.
So you really culled from Camarillo, because those
Yeah,
are all Camarillo.
it's all about Camarillo. The clothes are from the outlets, but the event is from all the companies. I mean, all these people I'm mentioning, as I said in the first segment, is, the clubs, it's a community place. It's about the community knowing that these kids need a positive place, that, as I said before, we have now very solid data from that CLU study that says any money donated to the club is a return of 8 times your $1 to $8. So that, that return on investment, that ROI is good anywhere you go, but to be invested in kids really makes it that much more powerful.
It does, because you're investing in our future
Mhm.
and in the
Yeah.
safety and security and well-being. And so it's, is there any one thing that you think the Camarillo Boys and Girls Club does that makes it stand out or more special than your run-of-the-mill?
Right. Well, I think the Boys and Girls Club model is exceptional, and that's providing that place. We're also starting to take things to another level in better measuring our outcomes of what we actually do. That's why we did this CLU study, because there's a lot of good organizations out there. There's a lot of organizations that need your contributions. What we want to show is that when you invest in us, we're very serious about it. We're good stewards of the money that we get. We want to provide a very quality service so that we get that positive impact. And so we're looking at how do we better measure what we do so that we make that case stronger to our donors and to the people that are contributing to us.
Do you share the return on the dollar? How much of a dollar goes to, how much donated dollar goes to services?
Yeah, all of our, and for all nonprofits, their 990s and their audits are open to the public. And when I got to the organization, it wasn't as good as it is now. We've reduced our administrative costs to about 15%. So
85 cents out of
yeah,
every dollar,
every
which
dollar
is
goes
pretty
to the-
commendable. You have to be fairly high in the county in that regard.
I think the other organizations are being real competitive too. I don't know.
'Cause I know when I was with the Red Cross, we were 87 to 91 cents out of every dollar, and that was like 1 or 2 in the county.
yeah.
So you're right there.
So we're trying. I came in and I had to make some tough decisions, and I had to cut some positions, and I eliminated some items that were outsourced and contract out, and brought things in house. And I've had a history of doing this. I've taken gone into a couple of other organizations that were struggling and tried to kind of reposition them. I enjoy doing that. I enjoy the challenge of trying to make things as efficient and effective as possible, and still providing that good service. And almost all of the reductions that we made were to the administrative side. We actually have added programs. We've added that transportation program. You saw the van earlier. We added the education component. That wasn't there before. We hired that teacher credential. You mentioned Holly. We got a grant from her, from Verizon, that helped us start up that program. But then through some tutoring funding, it's going to be self-sustained. So
Nice.
we got some self-sustaining programs that pay for themselves that are going to allow us to kind of keep things moving in a positive direction.
Well, Bill Locker, CEO of the Camarillo Boys and Girls Club, the event is Saturday, November 6th. We've been flashing the contact information and how you can also buy tickets if you're so inclined. And we want to thank you for being a part of the program and in our inaugural live launch week. We have tomorrow coming our pet correspondent. She's bringing her 5 babies. Those would be her furry friends or her furry family, so you don't want to miss that. And on Monday, we're having our Crime Stoppers, as we do every Monday, which, by the way, after the first 2 airings of 12 fugitives, 4 were apprehended. He said that's the best that they've ever had. So the power of KADYTV.com. And also we have Mark Lund visiting with us on Monday. He is the county recorder, and he's doing the election on Tuesday, which we're broadcasting live from the Government Center. So thank you so much for watching the Maria Sanchez Show on KADYTV.com.
Maria's talking